guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Morgan and I figured today I would do an eyeshadow collection video. So this is my eyeshadow collection. This is like a 3-drawer plastic organizer thing from Walmart, I believe, or Target. I can't remember, but it's nothing special. It's like 20 bucks. But this is where I keep all my makeup. It's 3 drawers. But the bottom drawer is my eyeshadow. So let's just get into that. I have this little bag here that I'll go through. So I have this Essence. So I have this Essence Eye Tint Liquid Shadow. This is in the shade Dazzling Rose. It's like a rose gold. Doesn't really work too well with my oily eyelids, but you know, we'll figure it out. I have this About Face Fluid Eye Paint. It's in the black shade. Figured I'd use this for like darker looks for like a base. Then I have this one. This is in the shade Freaked. It's like a very, very light, pale, like, let me put it up, like mauve shade. Kind of like my shirt. It doesn't show up too vibrantly on my skin, but you know, so good to have. I love this. This is ColourPop's gel eyeshadow in Bouquet. I'm not gonna swatch it or anything, but like that's what it looks like. It's like a freaking gorgeous combination of like rose gold and like mauve-y pink purple goodness. Love that. Then I have ColourPop Super Shocks that I don't even know if I've ever used. Honestly, this is in Angelic. I believe these came from like the Lilacism collection because, you know, that got me because I love purple. This is in So Surreal. It's like that. And then I have a Social BB. And it looks like that. So again, I don't know if I ever actually used those. I definitely want to try it out though, because I want to know how that formula is, the Super Shocks. I've heard good things, but I'll move that out of the way for now. Let's see what's over here. I have this little, it's kind of rubbed off, but this is from Essence, that's Taupe, or Taupe It Up, or whatever, eyeshadow palette. It looks like this. It's just like a very, very neutral, boring taupe color story. If I can do that. Let me turn the light now on my ring light and see if that helps at all. Can you see? Is that better? That's a little better for the colors. So yeah, looks like that. Those are the colors that I love though. Then we have ColourPop and Bambi Flower Palette. And it looks like that. The NYX Ultimate Brights eyeshadow palette. I literally like don't use this anymore, but this is like the first palette that I ever used that got me into color. So love that. I love this palette. This is ColourPop's Flutterby. Looks like this. It's absolutely gorgeous for like neutral looks, and I love the tones in here, like of the pinky purples, because it's obviously like my favorite color. So I love wearing this. Like I also love the shade of this because it's like a taupey color, but it's like perfect. I don't know, I love shades like that. So, and the packaging of this, like, could never get over that. I have Star Wars Mandalorian with ColourPop. Mandalorian. Looks like that. Ooh, that duochrome though. Mandalorian The Child palette. The Lavish palette. I think this is from the Lilac collection. beautiful. The Wild Child. I wear this like every time I go to the zoo just because of the theming of it. They'll lilac you a lot. Looks like this. I forget that I have this a lot. Oh. Hi. The petals on point. It's a very, very, very basic palette, but like, it's still cute though. You get like the same look every time, but you know. The honey. Looks like, stop. Looks like that. And the In a Trance palette, which I also call my bisexual palette. I can open it. Hello. There we go. I call it the bisexual palette just because it has the same colors as a bisexual flag, but I love it. I love that shade right there. It's like beautiful. This is the LA Girl Break Free eyeshadow palette. Looks like this. This is the I'm a Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins palette by Revolution. This is like not really a good quality palette, but I can't resist because it's Elf. I love that movie. So I will use it from time to time for the vibes. I also have this one, like the book version of it. I honestly don't really use it that much because it's a hassle, as you can see, but it's like a book of like different color stories. So yeah. This is the Nomad and Tokyo Harajuku palette. Looks like this. Haven't used it that much recently, but this is like my first taste of duochromes. This is the Magic by Minnie Juvia's Place palette. It looks like this. I don't really use it that much, but honestly, like this gold, nothing will ever compare. I love this rose gold. Love this shade here. Yeah, these shades are like everything to me. And also that green was great. But I don't use it like too often. Although recently I've been doing looks and I have like kind of dipped into this palette for like, you know, this matte just to blend things out. And I used this as an inner corner the other day. So I've just been trying to get more use out of my collection recently. So I've just noticed I've grabbed this a few times recently, but I do wish it had a mirror though. Then we have the Deuce, I believe is how you say it, by Juvia's Place. Looks like this. It's kind of a disjointed color story, but I always like the vibes. It kind of reminds me of ice cream for some reason. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's what it reminds me of. I cannot explain further, but that's the ice cream palette. Then I have the Afrique palette by Juvia's Place. I don't really use this too often either, but I do love this shade down here because it's like a very unique like champagne silvery white shade. So I like that, but these honestly have like never been too pigmented. Like this blue and the yellow are the things that like, you know, really stood out to me, but they're not too pigmented. This is the Nubian 3 Coral palette. It looks like this, and I feel like I got a lot of use out of this because I love silvers. There's only like a few of the silvers, of course, but then I also like these warm toned like bronzy shades, and the idea of combining them is like very interesting to me. So yeah, I like this. Love that shade. This was also a very nice chocolate brown. I do remember that. Then I have the Baddie Bean and Shroud Cosmetics Halloween. Looks like this. I really do need to get more use out of this one. I love that orange and like this color here. Like, I don't know, it gives me fall vibes. And as much as I love fall and I will use any color throughout the year, I don't feel like there's rules to that. At the same time, I like to be seasonal and festive and be with the seasons. It just like brings me joy. So this probably won't be used until the fall time, honestly. Which makes me sad, but also, like, I know how I am, and I like to go with the seasons as they come and enjoy myself, you know? And then I also have It's Frickin' Bats. This one I use a lot more often. I think it's just because it's my vibe more, because it's got the purples and the greens. But I really need to remember to use this one, because even though it doesn't have as much purples and greens, like, it has more oranges and stuff, but I feel like I need to, like, reach for this more. So I need to remember that in the fall. Okay, next I have the Lorac Pro Palette, and Meraki, I think is how you say it. Looks like this, a boring neutral palette, but, you know, I wanted to try Lorac's formula. I've used it a few times. I don't really remember it, I just feel like it's pretty easy for, like, quick looks. This is the Menagerie Pastel Pup palette. Looks like this. I don't use it, like, too often, but I wanted it for, like, the longest time. I was into pastels for a little bit. We have the BH Cosmetics Smitten in Switzerland. Looks like this, and I absolutely love this shade here. It's, like, to die for. This is, like, my vibe. I also like this shade, and then that gray. Those are, like, my shades. And then I also like this like mauvey shade. Those are the kind of shades I'll probably point out in, like, every single freaking palette. Then I have the BH Los Angeles palette. Looks like this, and I really like how vibrant this, like, red shade is, and that all the shimmers in here look beautiful. I don't remember actually using this palette, to be honest. I'm probably gonna try to use it more with, like, the spring and summer coming, but I don't remember it as of now. But it looks fun to me. I think it's just, like, kind of disjointed as to, like, I don't really know how to use it, but I'm gonna figure it out because I want to try this palette out because it looks good. Then I have the BH Cosmetics Mimosa palette. Looks like this, and of course I use that shade, like, all the time. Love that, but this is, like, the start of the show, and then I'll, like, throw in some, like, pinks, you know. Okay, I need to reposition because my legs are freaking, like, falling asleep, and we can't be doing that. We repositioned. I hope you like my slippers. They're from the TikTok shop, I believe. Where did I leave off? Let's go. This is the Goddess palette by Alter Ego. I believe this is a dupe for Natasha Denona's gold palette that I honestly don't know if it's still, like, a thing anymore. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I don't feel like I've used it that often, but it looks beautiful to me. So I need to just use my makeup more. I just want to dip into everything and, like, remember using it, because I don't even remember the last time I used this, and that's, like, humiliating to me. And this is not the video for that, but I'm trying to go into, like, a use what I have, don't spend as much money, don't buy just, like, crap continuously that you don't use. Because I've definitely fallen victim to shopping addiction and over consumerism, things like that. So this is exactly one of those palettes where I'm like, I've had this for so long, I don't even remember using this. I need to use this more. As somebody who wears makeup literally once or twice on the weekend, I shouldn't have this many palettes. Like, I know I don't have as many palettes as most people do that I've seen on YouTube, but, like, to me, I can't justify it if I don't wear them. Like, they make me happy to look at and things like that, but I need to use them and actually wear them. And I don't even barely go through my collection that much, like, even just to look at. Because it's like, I'm fine with that even. If I looked at them often, they made me happy, fine. But it's like, I'm literally sitting here remembering what palettes are in my drawer right now. Next, I have this Revolution, Forever Flawless, Birds of Paradise. Looks like this. This is very bright. I feel like I remember using these because these are, like, almost like creams formulas. And these are just very, very bright. I wonder if they're as pigmented. I feel like they're not. Like, I think I remember that. But, like, this is fun. And then I don't think I've ever tried these glitters, so that might be interesting. I think I literally got it because I have a bird. And this was before I even got a bird, but like I was like, ooh, a bird. So I got it because of the packaging. I know. And then I think my boyfriend got this for me at one point. I honestly don't remember. It's been like a while if he did. But this is what this looks like. And I feel like I never could make like that good of like cohesive eye looks with this, but at the same time, like the fact that he got this for me, like I don't know, I'm kind of impressed because looking at it, it's like they're shades that I would use, you know. It's like a funky color story, and I feel like he knows that about me, so like that's kind of cute. I'm reading too much into this palette. Like I'm like, oh yeah, my boyfriend knows me. And I have the Ace Beauté Oceanic palette, which looks like this, full of greens and blues. And I have the Ace Beauté Paradise Fallen palette, which has like silvers, bronze, and purple. So cute. I love that shade, Orion. That's pretty. And this is a palette that I've never been like too fond of. Like I wanted it for the longest time, but then I got it and I was disappointed. Just because like it freaking shattered, and also like it doesn't give me what I want. But there's that. I just like, these are my favorite colors, so I was excited. But like they're not, in the shimmers are like satins, and then this one shattered, so I freaking like I never want to open it. So love that. I have the NYX Ultimate Utopia palette, which looks like this, and I do remember using this like a little bit for the bronzy fall tones, and then I also go over here a little. I like these shades like all year round, but I also need to get more into like the bronzies because I don't want to be basic. I hate being basic, but then also like I look back and I've never owned like, you know, where they were like, oh, all the warm tone shadow palettes. Like the only one that I ever owned was I think the 35O from Morphe, which like I know, but that's the only like fully warm tone palette I've ever owned because I've literally avoided them because like they were everywhere, but I never even bought one. Like I don't think so. Like, so I need to get into those. This shade right here, I don't know why it's like calling to me because it's like got little like shimmery particles in it that I've never noticed before. Yeah, I need to remember this. All this is doing is making me wish that it was full. Then I have the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Dollhouse palette. This is pretty. I love these like neutrally nude like shades in the middle. Absolutely stunning. And then I also like how like if you look at it, you can kind of make like feel like color families are together. I really like that. And I want to say that brand does it a lot, so kind of interested in their other palettes. But I'm also not going to be spending the money, as I just said, because I want to actually freaking use the palettes that I have in here. So this is the what even is this? Who is this a collab with? Glamlight and Michaela palette. I think it's the second Michaela palette. I don't even know. I just bought it for the colors. I don't know anything about this girl. I think she has controversies, but I never even like knew who she was when I got the palette. But yeah, it looks like this. I love the greens in here and the blues. I've never tried the purples. I keep forgetting there's purple in here, but I do need to reach for it and try those out. Then I have the ColourPop Fade Into Hue palette. It's just kind of like a rainbow color story. The shimmers look really pretty in that. Have the Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams palette, which looks like this. I do use this a lot in the springtime because it's just like absolutely gorgeous. I need to get away from being so monochromatic with it though and putting like the matte and the craziness on my lid because that's like so basic, but I love it. I also love how like this purple at least looks very duochrome to me. I love it. But yeah, these are very useful for like inner corner or just pastel looks in general. This is like my favorite pastel palette like of any of the ones that I have. Then on the opposite vein, I have the Give Me Glow Bat Witch Club. It looks like this, and I really need to be more conscious that I have this as well because it's like beautiful. I love it. The pan sizes are huge, which I think is like kind of intimidating to me, but it's still like gorgeous. I love this. I need to reach for this more like the fall time because it's like perfect jewel tones. This shade looks so pretty. And the green. Doing that matches my nails. You see that? This is pretty. See, I need to get more into my palettes, like play with them in here because I'm sitting here like I'm getting inspired just looking at them. This is the Natasha Denona Circle Loco palette. I think I did rearrange this a little because the way that it came freaking like confused my brain. So I made it a little bit more like, you know, rainbow order. This shade looks beautiful. That's of course like a shade that I would definitely like be like reach for. But yeah, I need to be more like experimental with it. Maybe I'll move these shades around and like, you know, combine things or like try to do it where they're like with complementary like tones, you know, like put the blue next to the orange, things like that, so that like I can try to get more inspiration. I don't know. I just wanted like funky tones from her. Then I have the Chrome palette. This is also rearranged to be a little bit more cohesive. So there's that. I really like this shade. And this doesn't really like show up as anything, but I like that. Yeah, I need to play with all this more. This is getting me excited. I need to just do that. I need to like just like open my palettes from time to time and mess with them. This is the bronze palette from Natasha Denona. Looks like this. I think this is the original palette that I owned. This is the Glam palette from her. I rearranged this one as well, but I love it. It's like really satisfying for me to look at it like this, and I just love like all of the shades. Specifically, like I love that one. I like these. Oh, I just want to put them on my face. Then I have the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette, which looks like this. I just love the like combination of like pink and green. So pretty. This is the Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. The Subculture palette. The New Row. Sultry. Then from Too Faced, the Pumpkin Spice palette. This is Gingerbread Spice, which actually, funny story, is I bought this through QVC like during the pandemic 2020 when I was like in lockdown. I don't even know when this stuff originally came out, but I just kept thinking about this and I was like, you know, YOLO, and I got it. But again, I like to be seasonable. Well, that's not even a word, but seasonal. So I really only like wear the pumpkin spice and Christmas. Oh my god, what am I saying? Pumpkin spice and gingerbread spice like at their respective holidays. But at the same time, I will reach them out. Oh my god, I will reach for them from time to time, but like primarily I use them during their holiday times. I'm literally not editing this video, so I hope you enjoyed listening to that. Then this is the Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. Looks like this. This is like so freaking pretty every time I open it. Like, I know it's a basic palette, but like it's so pretty. I love all the shimmers in here. That's my favorite matte. This is like work job interview material. Like, this is just like freaking good. I know it's boring, but like pretty. This is the Beach Cosmetics Sweet Shop Cherry on Top. The Orange Sorbet. Cotton Candy. And Sugar Cone. This is pretty freaking old. This was like a birthday gift at Ulta like years ago from NYX, the Happy Birthday palette. Looks like that. This, I don't even think I've ever used this. This is the Revolution Marvelous Mattes Reloaded. I feel like this was a gift too. I feel bad. Maybe like Halloween, if I ever do anything. This is the New Classics. I remember I got this because of Jessica Braun. It's pretty good. I just forget that I have it. This one I remember my boyfriend got me. This is the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean that like literally probably don't have anymore. But I remember my boyfriend got this for me, and like this was so good that he got this for me because he just knew what colors I liked, and I was just really impressed because he could have very easily like gotten basic makeup, you know, for me. So it like makes me extra happy when he buys me something that like he knows I like to wear colors and things like that. Because I remember he was like, well, it's got greens and blues in it, and I know you like to wear those. So it just was like, when it's personalized like that, it's like even better when you get a makeup gift, you know? So this is the Wet n Wild Nautical Nonsense palette with the SpongeBob collaboration. Honestly, yeah, I don't like this, but I liked SpongeBob and I tracked this down. So awkward. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette remastered. Looks like this. It's the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. Looks like that. I've like never used the Nasty Mold shade. That's what I call it. I don't know. But love that. I don't think that this is even a brand anymore. I love Smoky Glow though. I hope she's doing well. I know she just came back with a terrible story. I feel bad for her, but yeah. I don't honestly read through this that often because it makes me sad that Smoky Glow is like not too much around anymore. I hope she's gonna be returning to YouTube and like, you know, being consistent and things like that. Whatever works best for her, but that's just like what I hope happens because I love watching her videos. And it also reminds me of like the Half Cousins podcast because she has got the shade Friends, and just like how I hope that they're all friends still, but I just, it makes me sad that like they're not all posting content as much. And like the Half Cousins podcast was like, I loved it, and then they deleted everything and it was really sad. Also the fact that like a few of the shades just full on like pop out and like they're still, if you listen, there's like a few shades in here that are not on like attached. So it's kind of scary. Then I have this Sample Beauty Prodigy palette, dual toned edition. There's some pretty shades in here. Like, I love this. That's so pretty. And that, of course, it's one of my favorite shades because I love those freaking colors. Then I have the Lime Crime Venus XL2. This has a lot of satins in it and stuff, and like, while looking at this palette, I love it. I don't really wear it that often just because it's so freaking like satiny and stuff. But yeah. And last but not least, I have this palette, the Soft Glam. It's definitely not, This is when I worked at Five Below and they had this palette and it was just like the mauve tones that I wanted. I feel like it's probably duping something. Especially because it's called the Soft Glam, because this is most definitely not the Soft Glam. But like they made an attempt, you know? I just think it's funny. But I worked at Five Below, this was $5 and I got a discount, so I just grabbed it. That was my eyeshadow palette collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. I just want to get more into playing with my eyeshadows, and doing a video like this like really kind of like reintroduced me to my collection, and like so I could like look at things and see what's included and remember like things I loved about them and stuff like that. Like reacquainting myself, if that's even a word, with my palettes. So I hope to experiment with them more and just get more use out of everything that I have. And yeah, hope you enjoyed also looking at all my eyeshadow palettes, because I like to watch these, especially when I'm doing my makeup. And I will see you in my next video.